Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy T for 365 Horror Vlogs, the channel where we attempt to watch every horror movie in existence. And in today's video, we have another new release video for you guys for the week of July 11th. So we are going to get right into the movies. Now, we are going to get right into it, but before we do, I have to remind you guys to please like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that good stuff. It really helps the channel out. And with that, let's get into it. We are going to start on Tuesday, July 12th with the movie Neon Lights, releasing on VOD.
You must set yourself free.
Tech tycoon Clay Amani retreats to an off-grid location in search of meaning and peace, with disconnected siblings and their offspring, only to be caught in a bone-chilling killing spree within his new estate. It is directed by Ruzba Haydari. So upon watching this trailer, this movie looks okay. It's not really gonna make it to the top of my list, although it looks pretty interesting. It almost has like a House on Haunted Hill feel where, you know, the rich guy or whatever kind of invites everybody over to his mansion and kind of things happen. I don't know, there's like a psychological element really going in there. I can't say it's gonna be awesome, but it's something to add to your watch list.
They must all be gone. They all must go!
Next, we're going to stay on July 12th, and we're going to move on to The Bloody Man, releasing on VOD. In the 1980s, after the death of his mother, Sam is struggling with family, friends, school, and the most evil being he can imagine. The Bloody Man, who is unknowingly summoned and will stop at nothing to destroy everything Sam holds dear. It is directed by Daniel Benedict. Okay, upon watching the trailer for The Bloody Man, I have to say that it definitely harkens back to a good old kind of 80s slasher flick. You get a really good feel for it. I don't know, from what I've seen from the trailer, it's got kind of really cheesy acting, but I don't know if that's really intentional. I find with some of these really throwback movies, you get some really bloody kills. The Bloody Man looks creepy enough. There was one part in the movie where someone kind of transformed and it looked creepy, so something to add to the watch list for sure.
I know, Sam. I'm so sorry.
Next, we're going to move on to Thursday, July 14th, and we're going to check out Good Madam, releasing on SHUDDER. An eerie psychological thriller about Seedy, who is forced to move in with her estranged mother, a live-in domestic worker caring obsessively for her catatonic white madam in the wealthy Cape Town suburbs. But as Seedy tries to heal her family, the specter of Madam begins to stir. It is directed by Jenna Cato Bass. Upon watching the trailer for Good Madam, this looks like a pretty interesting kind of South African film. I know it's releasing in the US on Shudder, so hopefully we get a dubbed version, but for now, when I was watching the trailer, all I really could see was subtitled, but it still looks pretty good. It still looks like it kind of involves a lot of the usual horror tropes, but I did see a couple like kind of disturbing images that, I don't know, it didn't really like shake me to my core, but definitely made me interested in the movie and one for the watch list. Next, we're going to move on to Friday, July 15th, and there are a ton of movies releasing on this day, so I am not going to waste any time and get right into the first one, which is American Carnage, releasing on VOD.
Mr. Phillips not breathing.
After a governor issues an executive order to arrest the children of undocumented immigrants, the newly detained youth are offered an opportunity to have their charges dropped by volunteering to provide care to the elderly. It is directed by Diego Halavis. So after watching this trailer, this looks like an okay one for the watch list. It looks like the setting is really creepy. There's a lot of kind of old catatonic people who do a lot of weird things. I was wondering if this was just going to be a thriller, but I do see some like weird transformations and some like, you know, kind of body horror with the bones breaking and then them being in like really weird positions. And it doesn't look too bad. It does look like it can be a little bit heavy-handed on the social justice front. I hear a lot of like, oh, am I here because I'm black and etc. I'm Latino puto or whatever is going on. I don't know if that's going to really have too much of an effect on the movie. It does look okay. If you do like kind of the younger child, I wouldn't call them children, but if you do like kind of the younger high school element, it could be something to add to the watch list.
Am I in here because I'm Latino or black? Or both?
Also releasing on Friday, we have Gateway on VOD. In an ordinary abandoned house on what could be your ordinary street, a gang of desperate criminals have found something, or it has found them. Directed by Niall Owens. After watching the Gateway trailer, this movie looks pretty creepy. I do like the kind of trope it has, like kind of the haunted house trope. You can tell there's going to be a lot of creepy things that happen. A lot of creepy things kind of happen in the trailer. It looks like it's going to go along of kind of a psychological horror, something, an entity that plays on their fears. So nothing like groundbreaking here, but could be something interesting for the watch list.
My dad's buried in there.
Your dad's dead? When did that happen?
About 3 months ago.
Dad?
Next, we are going to move along to the movie Bed Rest, releasing in theaters. A pregnant woman on bed rest begins to wonder if her house is haunted or if it's all in her head. It is directed by Laurie Evans Taylor. Now, unfortunately, when I looked into Bed Rest, I could not find a trailer for it. There was not one on YouTube. There was not one on IMDb. So I'm just going to have to put this one on the radar and hope that it's something weird. Again, being on bed rest, you can't leave the room, so I'm sure you're going to hear and see a lot of weird things. Probably going to be a haunted house trope. Again, without any kind of trailer, I don't know how excited to be to this movie. But again, in attempt to watch every single movie, it's getting added to the watch list. To add to the list of movies releasing on Friday, we are going to move to a Winona Ryder film, and it is called Gone in the Night, and it's releasing on VOD. When Kath and her boyfriend arrive at a remote cabin in the Redwoods, they find a mysterious younger couple already there. Her boyfriend disappears with the young woman, and Kath becomes obsessed with finding an explanation. It is directed by Eli Horowitz. Okay, after finishing the trailer, I've got to say that this movie looks a little bit more like a thriller than horror, but it still kind of looks like it has a twisty, darker kind of story. It looks like it's going to have a lot of twists and turns where you're going to wonder what the fuck is going on. It looks like it could have some good bloodiness, maybe. She kind of uncovers what looks like could be a lot of bodies or something really diabolical going on. So even though it looks more thriller-based, it is definitely something for the watch list.
Come on, you're not even the least bit curious?
About what?
Lastly, we're going to stay on Friday, and that's 5 movies on Friday, so this is going to be a great week, and we are going to finish it up with the movie She Will, releasing on VOD. The film explores the story of Veronica Gent, who after a double mastectomy goes to a healing retreat in rural Scotland with her young nurse Desi. She discovers that the process of surgery opens up questions about her very existence, leading her to start to question and confront past traumas. The two develop an unlikely bond as mysterious forces give Veronica the power to enact revenge within her dreams. It is directed by Charlotte Colbert. After watching the trailer for She Will, this actually looks like a pretty good movie. It looks like it kind of harkens back to more of one of the, like a witchcraft story. At first it reminded me of A Cure for Wellness, how it's kind of like a retreat and stuff like that, but it definitely seats us back into a definite horror movie with kind of a dark witchcraft feel, lots of dark imagery and stuff like that. It should be pretty good. I like the bond that they're kind of creating between the two characters. The only downside I would say is, unfortunately, and maybe I'm a little bit biased, but just due to kind of the old English or whatever, British or whatever it is kind of place, the only downside is being kind of from the Scotland kind of thing. It does look like it might be slow and dry. I hope that they keep the scares coming, or at least the intensity, but it looks like it could kind of be a slow burn, which isn't bad, but they are kind of hit and miss. But we are going to have to find out after we give it a watch.
The earth was thought to have healing properties from the women who were burned as witches.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for another one of our new release videos. I hope you guys found some great movies to add to your watch list. I know I found a couple. If I had to pick 2 that really stood out to me this week, it would have to be, the first one would be The Bloody Man. That's that 80s horror where it just looks like you could get some really good kind of campy acting and maybe some good practical effects. So that looks interesting. And the next one I'm going to highlight for the week is The Good Madam, or just Good Madam, which is releasing on Shudder. Again, just kind of the smiles and some of the faces in the story. It just looked really interesting. It looked like it could be a scary movie, and those are the two I'm going to check out for sure. Thanks a lot for joining me. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm glad you guys are joining me on this horror journey. We have lots more to come, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
What you drawing? Is that a picture of your girlfriend?
Kills